So what are invasive alien species? This is described as a certain type of species that is detrimental to human health or environments such as ecosystems and animal habitats. Some facts is that this has done a lot of damage in the world. This has put a lot of places all around the world in some type of debt, such as China, North Korea, and other countries. And for the water system, it has negatively impacted the flow of water / irrigation system. Just to add off more about invasive alien species, are that they were a main factor of human-caused global environmental change. And then, as of 2017, there have been an estimated about 17,000 invasive alien species that have both invaded the spread by humans or unintentionally. An example of the Burmese python in the Everglades National Park.
Most invasive species cause extensive amounts of damage and are incredibly costly to control. Studies show that the estimated annual cost to control invasive species in the U.S. ranges from $128 to $131 billion. Invasive species require many services, such as provisioning, regulating, and cultural services to spend millions of dollars on damage control. Provisioning services are services that have to do with agriculture and food security. An example of invasive species in provisioning services is yellow star thistle. Yellow star thistle is not particularly good for livestock and costs the U.S. $7.65 million annually and costs farm ranchers $9.45 million in order to be controlled. Regulating services are services that deal with fresh water, soil stabilization, climate regulation, and more. An example of invasive species in this service category are golden apple snails. Golden apple snails upset water quality in rice production and have caused U.S. farmers to lose $425 to $1,200 million in only 1 year. Cultural services are services that deal with recreation, tourism, aesthetics, and more. An example of invasive species that disrupt cultural services are red fire ants. Red fire ants have caused the loss of billions of dollars in medical treatments for their stings, crop damage, and damage they cause to electrical equipment.
Okay, so benefits of invasive species. This can be very helpful in the farm/crop industry, and this helped raise millions of dollars for crops and farmers. In low-income communities in South Africa, it provided low risk of stream flow. Invasive species also help with important things such as medicine, wood timber, charcoal, and numerous other things, which are very impactful for our community right now.
Several case studies from South Africa, the Great Lakes, and Hawaii provide examples and statistics of the impacts invasive species have on the locations they inhabit. In South Africa, a surplus of woody plants block waterways and lead to the decrease in access to fresh water. More specifically, a 30% decrease in fresh water available to downstream users. This is depicted in the illustration below. In the Great Lakes, an invasive species known as zebra mussels block water intake pipes and upset the flow of fresh water in and out of the Great Lakes. The mussels have caused millions of dollars in damage control and maintenance. The extensive blockage these mussels create is shown in the image seen on this slide. In Hawaii, feral pigs knock down tree ferns and consume the fleshy inside of these trees. This causes the tree to erode and creates a hollow, where disease-carrying mosquitoes reside. These mosquitoes transmit harmful diseases like brucellosis and toxoplasmosis to their hosts.
The Working for Water program in South Africa is an example of a mechanical control of invasive species. It is a government-funded program that allows the poorest citizens of South Africa to remove the woody plant invasive alien species in return for income. By doing so, this allows the restoration of water and other ecosystem services. Other control measures include prevention of spread and invasion by prompt eradication, biological control by introducing natural enemies, and chemical controls such as pesticides and herbicides. Moving forward, more studies could be done since the impact of invasive alien species is not well defined or understood on certain ecosystem services, especially those on cultural services. The control of invasive species is a topic that should be of greater importance because ecosystems provide life support services to all of human society. With an emphasis on environmental education, along with help from government agencies through things such as importation policies and funding towards management, we can stop the spread of such invasive species.